Hello and a very warm welcome to day number 2 of Speed Skating World Cup round 3 here in Heerenveen. It's the first European round of this season's World Cup, and we start today's program with the first very long distance race, the 10K, the 10,000 meter men race, with a starting list of 6 pairs. Here they are. We saw the general classification from the 2 previous rounds, both of them held in North America, Salt Lake City and Calgary in November, both on 5K, and now we are heading towards the double distance. Only 6 pairs. Among them, among the favorites, we'll find, of course, both Casey Dawson, the winner of the Calgary 5,000 meter race, and French Timothy Lubineau, the new world record holder for the same 5,000 meter distance. Sander Eitrim traced them by 1 point, but we'll talk about that later, as the first pair is about to begin. On the inner lane, Austrian Alexander Farthofer, 20 years old, while on the outside we'll find one of the spectators' favorite, Bo Snelling. And here we are for the first race of the day. Bo Snelling, 24 years old, born in Leiden, and a very well-known name, even if this year he only raced in B division, both in Salt Lake City, where he finished 5th, and in Calgary, where he won the B division race. "25 laps, that's the key for this long distance race, the first 10-kilometer race in this World Cup season. In the general rankings, Farthofer is 10th. He finished 11 in Salt Lake City, of course, the 5K race, and 9th in Calgary. Long distance is not really Austrians' specialty, while Bo Snelling, last year 3rd in the World Cup on long distances, finished also 3rd for the last round of the previous season, held at the end of February, beginning of March, here in Tialf in Heerenveen. There's a big difference in the personal bests as well, as Farthofer has a personal best of 13:31, 30 minutes 31 seconds, while Snelling is almost 1 minute faster than him, 12 minutes 39:34 by the Dutchman, who could be one of the favorites for the medals in today's race. Snelling rather careful in this beginning of the race, with laps well over the 30-second range, Sorry. 30.7. It's a nice steady pace, but it's not a risky one, of course. Earlier we had the B division race, a rather surprising one, with no less than 8 skaters signing their personal bests. Among them, Pole Vladimir Semiruni, the 22 years old silver medalist from the World Championships in Hamar, Norway, in mid-March. He managed to break the track record once held by Niels van der Poel, which dated back from 2021, 4 years ago then. And he broke it by almost 5 seconds. It's 12 minutes 28 seconds and 5/100ths as set by Vladimir Semiruni today at noon. Therefore, we might witness today some very nice results here in the 10,000 meter race. Maybe not from the first pair, as Semiruni earlier, for example, had all his laps inside the 30 seconds bracket. Moreover, the Pole managed no less than 12 consecutive laps inside the same tenth of a second. 29.8, 29.9. That should be a really, really good rhythm. A nice and steady stride. An excellent pace if a track record is on the line at the end of the rather difficult endeavor. 25 laps, and now we're heading towards mid-race. It's all about tactics, strategy in such a race. Of course, there are different strategies. Either you build at the beginning, either you start rather slowly, as Boss Snelling did for this first pair, and keep it consistent. Then from mid-race on you start to build up. Once again we can witness this really change of technique borrowed from short tracks. With both hands at the back, both arms. It's really how you use your body weight throughout. You really want to hammer the corners and then find a little relaxation on the straights. For the moment, Boss Snelling well above the 30 second per lap pace. It's a rather evenly matched pair. That's not bad at all, because we'll see there's some draft to be taken, especially on these long distances. But you must trust your stride. It's difficult always to fight the fatigue and to hold your technique. Here he is, Snelling, with a little bit of draft found there on the back straight. At 6,000 meters, Snelling starts to pull in. 30.7, 30.8. That is really a nice consistency from the Dutchman. Alexander Farthofer, 20-year-old with some nice results in his junior years, also in the World Championship. He's a little bit inconsistent now. Some lap times varying greatly. He started with 3 laps into the 30-second range. 30.0, 25.9, and then his pace dropped a little bit. And now he's really skating in the upper 31s, lower 32. 32.3, and it starts really to be grueling for the Austrian. Bo Snelling in a race of his own, especially the last part, as we are now approaching the final part of the race. Of course, the consistency of Farthofer laps is starting to dip as we are approaching this final part. And things, unfortunately for the Austrian, are starting to slowly break down. Farthofer still in the 32s, while Bo Snelling just keep it steady. 31.7 once more for the Dutchman. It won't probably be personal best pace, but still it should be in the 12 minutes break. Another 32.6 for Farthofer. Things are getting more and more difficult for the Austrian. He looks spent, while Bo Snelling is just delivering. 4 laps to go. And Alexander Farthofer just sang, but at 20 years old, the Austrian has all the career in front of him. As we could see with much experienced skaters like Ted-Jan Blumen, the 39-year Canadian, or Jurij Bergsma, the 39-year Dutchman, it can be a very long career for the long distances. Therefore, experience is at a premium for Farthofer. He must really gather experience races in preparation for what looks like a rather successful beginning of the career. 2 laps to go. Bo Snelling will win this first pair. And it will be rather complicated for the Dutchman to stay in the 12 minutes bracket. Especially that the last 3 laps were all in the 32 second. His consistency started to drop as well. Bad lap, the final lap of the race. Bo Snelling very much supported by the big majority of this wonderful Dutch crowd is heading toward a 30-minute first reference. Yeah, it's 30 minutes 4 seconds 77 hundredths for Bo Snelling, while Alexander Farthofer in 30 minutes 13 seconds 55 100 of a second signs his personal best. As he started a little bit too aggressive, and then broke down mid-race. But for a skater without big experience in these long distance races, like Alexander Farthofer, it had been enough to sign his personal best. Metode Ilek still in the training zone, the cool-down zone, and now we're heading towards the second pair. Jorik Bergsma, the 39-year-old Dutchman, will face the 31-year-old Felix Marley from Germany.
Ready.
Here we are with Jorik Bergsma, the huge experience for him. Same could be said for the German, for Felix Marley. Second in the mass start in the Salt Lake City in the first round of the season, mid-November. But for the long distances, Felix Marley seems to have the same kind of results signed by Farthofer from the beginning of the year. 11th at Salt Lake City and 9th at Calgary. The two stops, North American stops, that preceded this first European round. It's the first 10,000 meter race of the season, but Marley will, with all his experience, has a much better personal best than Farthofer, for example. 12 minutes 43 seconds for the German, while Bergsma has a 12 minutes 37. But the start of the year wasn't really promising for the 39-year-old veteran. Bergsma finished only 8th in Salt Lake and 12th in Canada. Of course, both races on 5,000 meter distance. Very good performance by Marley, of course, in the mass start in Salt Lake City. That's always a specialty reserved to the most experienced of the skaters. So it seems. Jorik Bergsma, for example, in the same race, he won it in front of Marley. Bergsma with a huge experience in his career, 13 times World Championship medalist. Now he's starting to fall little by little. But apparently he didn't say his last word. Back in February, here in Heerenveen, only finished 14th, but at that moment the long distance race here in Tialf measured only 5,000 meters. It wasn't a 10,000 meter race. Last year, Calgary held the 10-kilometer World Cup race. And of course, the World Championships in Hamar, where Jorrit Bergsma missed the podium for a little bit more than 5 seconds. 4th place at the last World Championship for the 39-year-old Dutchman. The first 8 laps, Jorrit Bergsma apparently adopts the same kind of strategy as Bo Snelling earlier. Rather steady pace in the 30-second range. 30.6, 30.8, 30.7, and now he's starting to push a little bit more. 30.5 for Jorrit Bergsma. So far so good for him, as Felix Marley seems to be a little bit off pace. Only laps in the 31 seconds for the German. Germany with a nice generation, starting to grow. Fridtjof Petzold shined earlier in the B division race. Gabriel Gross as well, the 21-year-old German. And also with very competitive infrastructure. Rings in Berlin, of course, in Innsel. Once more, the final stop of this World Cup season in January before Milano Cortina Olympic Games, and also in Erfurt. And all these rings and all this infrastructure seems to be very appealing as well for Germany's neighbors. France, for example, we'll see Timothy Lubino a little bit further in the race. Timothy Lubino and his compatriots just held not only their preparation for the Olympics and for this World Cup season there in Germany, but also the French Championships in Innsel. For the preparation in Berlin, and then the French Championships were held on Innsel rink. It's a testament to an excellent investment and the development of German speed skating generation resources. Bergsma upped his pace 30.6, 30.5. These are the laps of the very experienced Dutchman as we are heading toward the final part of the race. Felix Marley is starting to feel the fatigue. Very difficult to fight it in those moments, as we are so far away from the end of the race. 30.5, and Bergsma is almost half a second in green. Half a second faster than his compatriot, Bo Snelling. It wasn't a remarkable first pair, though, or an outstanding performance from Snelling with that 30 minutes, 4 second 77 hundredths reference. It will be rather easy to beat. But of course, Joris Bergsma has the resources to up his pace. That's what he does, starting from now. 30.35 in the last lap. And Joris Bergsma is on his way to dropping below the 30-minute barrier. At 7,600 meters, Bergsma has a 4-second advantage. And he unleashed the thrust there. 30.3 for the last lap of the Dutchman. Felix Marley suffering. Even if he still had one lap in the 30s. 30.7 for the German. Now 30.1 for Joris Bergsma. What an excellent pace by the Dutchman. Relaxed yet aggressive skating there by Bergsma. He's driving his knees, takes his that extra crossover. And he's breathing through pain. That's obvious for the Dutch veteran. He's looking so light out of the corners. Maybe towards the end of the race, things start to be more and more difficult. But on the timesheets, that's still impressive. No less than 5 consecutive laps in 30.1. Wonderful display of performance for this man. As we're starting the bell lap, it will be an impressive time, even if we will be a little bit far away from the track record set this morning in 12 minutes 28 seconds by the 22-year-old poleman Vladimir Semiruni. 12:45, 12 minutes 45 seconds for Joris Bergsma. It's a very respectable reference for the 39-year-old Dutchman. Felix Marley at the end, We are 13 minutes 8 seconds for German. The third provisional time for him in front of Alexander Farthofer. Race number 3 is an all-Italian affair with the world record holder Davide Ghiotto in the inner lane.
Also representing Italy, the 2024 World Champion Team Pursuit.
The personal best is also the world record, 12 minutes 25 seconds.
Go to the start.
And next to him, on the outer lane, Michele Malfatti.
Ready.
That should be a really interesting pair, and it could be a world record race, of course. Especially that we saw this morning Vladimir Semiruni falling short of a new world record. The 22-year-old poleman stopped the clock at less than 3 seconds from a world record that Davide Ghiotto set in January, of course, in Calgary. Ghiotto with the first lap under 30 seconds. You remember, for that world record attempt, successful attempt, Ghiotto lapped every single time under 30 seconds. And now the 32-year-old Italian is keeping the same steady pace. Reigning Olympic bronze medalist, of course, there is a huge pressure on him and on Malfatti now that the European season starts. In preparation for Milano Cortina Olympic Games. We are only 2 months away from the Olympics. And for the Italians, of course, it would be an opportunity and a special mission to shine on home rink. Michele Malfatti, 13 years of age, also a Beijing Olympian and a key member of the pursuit team for Italy. While Ghiotto is not only the world record holder but also the world champion. Mid-March, a title obtained in mid-March in Hamar, Norway, in front of Vladimir Semiruni and Metoji Ilek, the 19-year-old Czech. It wasn't a very fast race back then. Only 12 minutes 45 second performance for Davide Ghiotto. Giotto didn't have the start of the season he really wanted for these long distances, both North American rounds. He finished 6th, but once again, should I say, on 5,000 meter distance is not his specialty, while 10K is really where he shines. A perfect 30-second lap. And the Italian coach just tries to push a little bit Giotto. Of course, he's capable to up his pace. Until now, only 2 under 30-second lap for the world record holder in this race. Earlier, we talked about that Division B final won by Vladimir Semiruni. The 22-year-old Pole established a new track record by lapping every single lap except the first one, of course, under 30 seconds. If Giotto wants to win today, he really should up his pace, especially that the last lap was really 31 seconds. And here it is, the inquisitive look of Davide Giotto. He's not in a good rhythm. And also the consistency of this lap starts to dip. A new lap in 31 seconds. That's not what he was hoping for, certainly. Even though it splits his 7 seconds in front of Jorit Bergsma. But we already saw Bergsma upped his pace in the last 3 kilometers of the race. After a very shy beginning of the race. And also, let's say, the first 5-6 kilometers. Rather difficult to approach. Michele Malfatti with a lot of laps, 5 consecutive laps in the 31s, while Giotto is starting now to push. We just passed the mid-distance, and here they are, the 30 seconds laps by the world champion. 3 successive laps in the 30s, perfect 30s, 30 seconds. And Giotto now with a 30.49. Mr. Consistency is not really there in today in Heerenveen. Last year, for the last round of the World Cup season here in Tialf, Giotto ended the 5-kilometer race only at 13th place. Sorry. Of course, 5K is not his specialty, but still, 13 wasn't really the place he was hoping for. Second last year, the general rankings. World Cup for long distances won by the 23-year-old Norwegian Sander Eitrem. And I'm afraid today the world champion, the world record holder, really will pay for his inconsistency. A new 30.0 lap. It's not bad, of course, as he will establish a new time to beat. On the other hand, Tialf, of course, witnessed a lot of world records during the years, until Calgary and more recently Salt Lake City at 1200 meters of altitude offered better opportunities to the skaters. Now at sea level, it's rather difficult to break the records, but on long distances it's still possible. It's more a question of strategy and technique. And here he is. Davide Giotto upped his pace a little bit long there, but what a lap. 29.33 for Davide Giotto. It's awesome. The second successive lap in 29s. 29.6, 29.3 now for this man. Will set a new reference. 2 laps to go for Davide Giotto. And most probably will dip into the 12 minutes and 30-something seconds. It's a nice solid race for Davide Giotto, but surely he wanted a bit more, especially when he read his timesheets. Bell lap with another 29.33, identical to the previous one, to 100th of a second. Hugely enthusiastic crowd, made up of connoisseurs, of course. More than 10,000 fans. And here he is, Davide Giotto, with the last lap of 29.16, sets the new reference in 12 minutes 43 seconds, 0.37 100th of a second. Michele Malfatti, he started on a really strong pace, maybe too strong for his stamina, and he fell off a cliff from mid-race. From the 10th lap on, Malfatti lapped only in 31s. Very difficult end of the race for Davide Giotto's compatriot. Malfatti really broke down. In the final time of 13 minutes 1 second 63, 100 of a second for the 30-year-old Italian. Three pairs raced, 3 pairs left until the end of this 10K race. And here it is, the standing. With Davide Giotto setting the reference in 12 minutes, 43 seconds, 37 100ths of a second. For Giotto, of course, and for all other Italians, one only aim. The Olympics in 60 days from now, sorry, Milano Cortina. While we are waiting for Chris Huizinga, the last Dutchman on the starting list today, we prepare maybe for the first real clash of the day between last year's World Cup winner, Norwegian Sander Eitrem, and the actual World Cup leader in the long distances, American Casey Dawson.
Ladies and gentlemen, Orange the World is the global campaign by UN Women to end violence against women and girls. The municipality of Heerenveen is also proud to support this cause. And that is why we are turning TL's orange to send a powerful message: stop violence
Back to Tialf, the mythical Heerenveen arena for the second part of 10-kilometer men race. The first one of the season in the World Cup. Until now, we only had 5,000-meter races in Salt Lake City and Calgary. The first two stops in this year's long distances speed skating World Cup. Until now, world champion and world record holder Italian Davide Giotto set the reference with a 12-minute 33 seconds time. Now we're heading towards the last three pairs. The first one will oppose Norwegian Sander Eitrem, World Cup winner last year in this specialty, against the actual leader in the rankings, Casey Dawson, the 25-year-old American. It will most probably be the first very well-matched pair. And here he is, Timothy Lubino, the 29-year-old Frenchman, who set a new world record in 5,000 meter in Salt Lake City in mid-November with a 6-minute mark. An absolutely wonderful performance by the Frenchman.
Go to the start.
Sander Eitrem on the inner lane, Casey Dawson on the outer. And here we go with a very different technique, and most probably with very different strategies between the two skaters. Eitrem very consistent in all his results last year in the World Cup, never outside the podium in either of the 6 rounds of 2024-2025 World Cup. At the end of February, here in Heerenveen for the last round of the previous season. Eitrem finished second in the 5,000 meter race, won back then by Chris Huizinga, the 28-year-old Dutchman. We'll see in the last pair against Ted Jan Blumen. It's more of a specialty for Eitrem though than for Casey Dawson, who finished only 6th in Heerenveen here in Tialf. At the end of February, beginning of March, it was 28th of February, 1st of March, I think the last round of the previous season, or that 5K race at that moment. Differences in styles, in techniques as well, as we witness. Sander Eitrem swinging his right arm and on the inner lane, while Dawson keeps this technique borrowed from short track. Not very aggressive when entering the corner, Sander Eitram. He gives this impression of ease when approaching the bends. Of course, nothing is easy. It's a very physical discipline. And we'll see the fatigue starting to settle in rather quickly. An excellent pace for Sander Eitram with laps in the 30s. 29.9 to 30.1. It's the kind of pace we witnessed earlier from Davide Giotto. Even if Eitram is 1.3 seconds slower than Giotto, it's only the beginning of a rather grueling endeavor. Of course, the Norwegian fans are here. It's a short flight from Oslo or Stavanger to the Netherlands. And the same gap seems to settle in. 1.3, yeah, from Davide Giotto. While Casey Dawson is really in another race. With laps in high 30s, 30.8, 30.9 for Casey Dawson. It's not the kind of pace that will help Dawson in securing a podium place here. It's compact, it's elegant, and it's efficient. This is the style of Sander Eitram. He really can keep the tempo up. 30.1 and now 30.2. It's really impressive. But maybe the kind of strategy is a little bit too similar to that of Davide Giotto. Giotto had this kind of pace in the 30s, 30.0, 30.1, for the best part of the first half of the race. And then, for the last 5 laps, he really upped his pace in 29.6 and 29.3 to finish off with a 29.1. A really difficult endeavor for this man if he wants to continue with this strategy. Therefore, maybe for Eitram, who finished 7th yesterday in a 1500 race, it's not his specialty, of course, but he acquitted himself really well of the task. Maybe it's time to change a little bit. Remarkable stillness of the upper body for Aitram. Like Casey Dawson seems to be a little bit too defiant to attack. Of course, he can't attack from now. You can do it in the last third, last quarter of the race. 25 laps, it's really long. Therefore, for example, we won't see any knee angles, 90-degree knee angles we see in the sprint races, for example. It's a different strategy, different technique. Most importantly is to believe in your strides, to keep the track pattern and the stride pattern, and to avoid any parasite movement of the upper body. From this point of view, Sander Estrem is absolutely outstanding in what he does at the moment. 1.5 seconds. Mostly the same gap difference between him and Davide Giotto. Now, as we entered the last part of the race, the final third. From then on, for Sander Estrem, it's really important to up his pace. It's a 30.2 lap, not very rewarding or very promising towards the end of the race for the Norwegian. Casey Dawson is really starting to suffer. Now, for the first time since the beginning of the race, we have a 2-second gap between this man and Giotto. It starts to look more and more difficult for both skaters. Ted-Jan Blumen is making his appearance while he prepares for the last pair of this race. Now, with 5 laps to go, Sander Estrem has almost 2.5 seconds. A gap very difficult to overcome if he wants to dethrone Davide Giotto. 30.2, 30.4 for the last lap. It's complicated for this man. 30.33. And now we are entering the last 5 laps, of course. Four laps to go. And there will be 3 at the line for Sander Estrem, who starts to suffer. It's consistent, but that's all. It's more like a struggle. With the chicken wing there, very obvious, while getting out of the turns. Very difficult to use your body weight throughout now. In the last 3, 4, 5 laps. While shoulders start to swing over the pushing leg. No stillness whatsoever in the corners for Casey Dawson. It's a totally different strategy. Yes, he started maybe too slowly. Was afraid of starting on a very strong pace and then falling off a cliff. Therefore, he started with laps in high 30s, and now he's upping his pace. in 3.1, 30.1, 30.1, 30.0 for Casey Dawson. It's a little bit too late for him. As, he'll finish the 12 minutes 45 to 50 seconds. Bell lap, and it's a solid display, a solid performance for Sander Eitrem, who finished second, but at 8 seconds almost from Davide Giotto. Casey Dawson, world ranking leader, finishes off with a 29.6. Excellent last lap for Casey Dawson. 12 minutes 48, sorry. And the fourth provisional place for the 25-year-old American. 12:48.42. It's not very far off from his personal best. 12:45 for Casey Dawson. Not really a specialist of the 10K. Sander Eitrem only 3 seconds away from his personal best. Good race for the Norwegian. And now the second last pair.
Go to the start. Ready.
Metodie Ilek, the 19-year-old Czech wonder, bronze medalist at the World Championship mid-March in Hamar, Norway, against the 5,000-meter world record holder, Frenchman Timothy Lubineau. 29-year-old Lubineau set the new world record, as mentioned, in Salt Lake City, mid-November, for the 5K. Almost beating the 6-minute mark. An absolutely outstanding performance. Now for the 10,000 meter, it's a totally different strategy, of course. Not really Frenchman's specialty. But Timothy Lubineau already better his personal best on the distance by more than 10 seconds. And now his PB stands at 12 minutes 42 seconds. While Ilek, second in Salt Lake City, defeated only by this man back there on 5,000 meters course, has his personal best as 12 minutes 37 seconds on 10K. It should have been a really well-matched pair earlier between Eitrem and Dawson. It wasn't. Now, between Ilek and Lubineau, that could be a really nice opportunity for both of them to strike a wonderful performance. Excellent draft there by the Frenchman. And we'll have the girls, of course, later with Nikola Zdrahalova for the 1500 meters race on the start list. Metode Ilek with a handful of performances of his junior days. A string of world junior records achieved in his career before making the step to the senior level. Timothy Lubino, nicknamed Timmy Tempo, took that 5K record from the legendary Niels van der Poel. He still hold until this morning, until earlier today, the record for the 10,000 meters here in Heerenveen, the track record. But that's not the case anymore, as the 12 minutes 32 seconds signed by the Swede 4 years ago was already beaten by Vladimir Semiruni, 22-year-old Pole, who won the B division race in 2028 earlier. Let's see, we're not really there, but this pair should really strike a surprising result at the end, especially that the pace seems really promising. If a difference is to be made in this race to Davide Giotto, it is to be done in the first 2/3 of the race, especially on the first part, as the world record holder and the world champion, the 32-year-old Italian, lapped a little bit under par. With a lot of laps in 30.1. And even one or two laps in 30.4. In the 2/3 of the race. Jan Bloemen prepare for the final pair against Chris Huizinga. Until then, look at that, both skaters in green with 2.5 seconds for Timothy Lubino. 2 seconds for Metode Ilek. No, sorry, 2.5 seconds for the Czech skater. Now, nice draft there by Ilek, who skates very close to the line. Of course, over 25 laps, it does add up. And every single draft is a nice, welcomed helping hand. Excellent pace from Metode Ilek. 29.6, 29.9, 29.7. It's wonderful for the first third of the race. Now we're halfway through, and still worst lap of the Czech skater was a 30.2 in lap 9. But for the last 4 laps is in mid 29, 29.5, 29.6, 29.7. That's absolutely outstanding, hugely impressive from Metode Ilek. While Lubino is equally impressive, with a lot of laps under the 30-second mark. 4 seconds. That's the advantage by Metode Ilek. Wonderful. 29.6 for the young Czech skater. What a display. Of course, the big fight is that towards the end of the race, this kind of pace leads to a very pronounced fatigue that settles in rather early. And that could destroy his technique and subsequently his pace. Generally, it happens to the less experienced skaters. Like at 19 only, of course, must gain experience. What a series of laps, absolutely wonderful. Timothy Lubino seems to have given up this kind of pace. Cannot support anymore. 30.3, 30.4 for the Frenchman. It's a little bit too much for him. And I'm afraid he won't be able to challenge Ilek towards the end of the race. It's another lap under 30 seconds. 29.7 for Methode Ilek. Now we're entering the last 6 laps. You can see a little bit more movement in Methode Ilek's upper body. But that's already very fine. Excellent what he does in this 10K race. His personal best once more, we should remember it, 12 minutes 37, will certainly better it at the end of this race. 29.9. And here we are, 4 laps away from the end of the race. Davide Giotto can be beaten by Methode Ilek. Bronze medalist of the last World Championships mid-March in Hamar, Norway, where he lost against Giotto, but also against Vladimir Semiruni, the new track record holder here in Heerenveen. Oh, 5 seconds once more. 5 seconds advantage kept by Ilek. And the track record, as said by Vladimir Semiruni, could be challenged. 2 laps to go. 29.9 once more for Ilek, who seems to have really emptied his tank. Impossible to go faster, but his advantage were already well built up. A 5-second advantage he uses at his ease against Davide Giotto. Bell lap, 4 seconds to work upon for Methode Ilek. That should be enough for the Czech to provisionally have the first place at the end of this race. It will be a provisional first place for Methode Ilek with a new track record. No, it won't be a track record, but a 12 minutes 29 seconds 63 100th of a second for the Czech skater who passes in front of Davide Giotto. Timothy Lubino ends only third with a rather strong finish. 29.7 for the final lap of the Frenchman. But the star of the show until now is the fifth, is the 19-year-old Metodje Ilek. What a performance by the Czech skater. Sixth last year in the long distances rankings of the World Cup. And now he could win, if I'm not mistaken, his first gold medal in a World Cup. But we have a last pair with Tedjan Blumen, an ex-Dutchman, and Chris Huizinga.
Go to the start. Ready.
And here we are for the final pair of the day, who can beat Metodje Ilek and his new personal best of under 12 minutes and a half, 12:29 for the Czech skater, who beats his previous mark by almost 8 seconds. Chris Huizinga is top 6 now in the world standings, with 2 places, both Salt Lake City and Calgary, on 5,000 meter distances, of course. The personal best of 12 minutes 39 seconds on 10K. Attention please, he won here in Heerenveen, the 5,000 meter race held in the last round of the previous season World Cup. Tedjan Blumen, the 13-year-old Canadian veteran, doesn't need any presentation. Of course, his specialty is the 10K. Two-time Olympic medalist, gold on this distance in 2018, Pyeongchang, silver on 5,000 meter, the same Olympics, 2 times Olympian as well, born in the Netherlands, based in Canada and Calgary, and 8 times medalist in the World Championship. The girls are preparing, yes, for the 1500 meter final. Should start in a little bit more than half an hour from now. But we're back to this final pair. It's both Huizinga and Blumen seems to be able to challenge, if not young Ilek performance, maybe a podium. Podium held by Timothy Lubino, the 3rd place for now, with 12 minutes 36 result. Affordable for everyone of these skaters, Blumen and Huizinga. Both are very far for now from Metodje Ilek. Start of the race. Maybe shouldn't compare this kind of pace with that shown by Ilek, especially in the first half of the race. Blumen, very experienced, of course. Chris Huizinga, at 28 years old, the former world junior all-round champion, second in the Dutch trial, the 5,000 meter earlier this year, beaten only by Marcel Bosker. As he skates in the team pursuit as well, a key member of the Dutch team pursuit. Of course, this Heerenveen round is very important. As it serves as an Olympic qualification event. In fact, the first four World Cup rounds serve as qualification events for Milano Cortina. And the speed skaters earn quotas for their national Olympic committees through the Special Olympic Qualification Classification, based on both times and points in rankings. They are not qualifying themselves as individuals for the Milano Cortina. A quota for National Olympic Committee. They can contribute to. And the maximum amount, for example, of quota places per country is 9 skaters per gender for Milano Olympics. But for each distance, there is a maximum amount of quota places capped at 3. Even if, for example, Blumen or Huizinga don't seem to fight for the win. In 10K race today, they earn important points for their national Olympic committees. Of course, it's maybe more important for Canada than for the Dutch Federation. It really has a strong contingent of skaters they can appeal to. Metoje Jilek apparently on the point of securing his first World Cup win this year. This will be quite a statement for the 19-year-old Czech skater. No, he won last year the B division 1500 meter race here, but of course nothing to do with this long distance 10K. And as mentioned, he had a string of World Junior records and titles. But no, that should be his first win at this level, the World Cup. A testament of the times to come, maybe, for this young Czech star. We passed beyond the halfway point of the race. Jan Blumen with a rather disappointing pace, let's say, for the experienced 39-year-old Canadian. He dropped into 31.0, 31.2, 31.5 for Jan Blumen. Was not really there. Chris Huizinga just keeps it steady with laps in the mid-30s. 30.4, 30.5 for the 28-year-old Dutchman. Very different challenges for one than another. For example, Blumen, as a father of two kids. His daughter Fine was born 6 years ago. His son Tyas followed in 2022. He has more and more difficulties maintaining this kind of pace in trainings, the same involvement needed for such a long career that spans through decades, almost 2 decades, since he's at the very best level, the highest level of the speed skating. Speaking about the fatherhood, Blumen said, quote, "It changes your perspectives for sure. Speed skating has always been the red line in my life. If I don't know what to do, I'm going to go skating and get better. That has always been the purpose of my life. Now I have 2 things that I'm super passionate about. I don't know how it is for sprinting, but for long distance skating, we just need to exert ourselves all summer. Pretty much every day in the summer. Just crashed on the couch and you're done for the day. It gets really hard to still have energy to enjoy some playtime with your kid. I found that really frustrating. If I'm still going to skate, I need to figure this out, how to be an athlete and a dad at the same time." End of the quote. Yes, difficult challenge, of course, for Ted-Jan Blumen, 39. He's well off the pace now for this 10K final, where his opponent, Chris Huizinga, can still challenge for the last medal, the bronze one. The difficult end of the race for Huizinga. 1 kilometer to go, a little bit more. 3 laps to go, 1,200 meters for Chris Huizinga. No, he's far away. He just dropped the pace sharply in the last 2 laps, 41.6, 41.9. And I'm afraid that should be it for the last Dutchman on the starting list. Especially that Ted-Jan Blumen upped his rhythm. Yes, in the low 30s, 30.3, 30.1 for the Canadian. He's really using all his experience. Get back in front. A nice little draft, and he seems really more comfortable. More able to move less of the upper body. As fatigue certainly settled in. Bell lap. And for Huizinga, that's a struggle at the end of the backstretch. Nice corner exit for Ted-Jan Blumen, who wins his pair. And the final 7th place with a 12 minutes 51 second result. And another 13-minute result also for Chris Huizinga. Seventh for Blumen, 8th for Huizinga. In a rather well-matched pair with different strategies for each one of them. skaters from different generations, and an excellent audience, more than 10,000 spectators today as well, in this St. Nicholas weekend. Metodje Ilek, 19 years Czech skater, is the big winner of this 10,000 meter race in front of world champion and world record holder Italian Davide Giotto and of Frenchman Timothy Lubino, who becomes the new leader on the general classification for this long distances specialty. Now, as we move on to the last two rounds of the World Cup, next one in Hamar, Norway, scheduled next weekend, and then the last one at Insel in Germany in January. Confirmation of the final results of this 10,000 meter race, with Metodje Ilek becoming a World Cup race winner for the first time in his young and very promising career, in front of powerhouses Italian Davide Giotto and Frenchman Timothy Lubino. Zander Eitrem finishes fourth, and here it is, the world standing after 3 events. Timothy Lubino is the new long-distance World Cup general classification leader, leading by only 1 point from the winner of the day, Metodje Ilek. Zander Eitrem keeps the 3rd place, while American Casey Dawson drops out of the podium places, from 1st to 4th. We'll take now a short break, then we'll be back in a little bit less than 20 minutes from now for the second event of the day, the women 1500 meter race.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the medal ceremony for the ISU World Cup 10,000 meter men. In third place and bronze medalist in a new national record of 12:36.61, representing France, Timothy Lubineau. And the medals are awarded by Mr. Sergio Anesi, the ISU representative. And the memorable gifts are being presented by Mr. Nico Blijgroot, the Vice President International Sales at Holland America Line. In second place and silver medalist with a time of 12:33.37, representing Italy, Davide Giotto. And in first place, and the gold medalist in a new national record of 12:29.63, representing the Czech Republic, Metode Jilek! Okay, congratulations to the ISU World Cup medalist for the 10,000 meter men. The third place, Timothy Lubineau. Second place, Davide Giotto. And the winner, first place, Metode Jilek.
Back for the second event of the day here in Tialf Heerenveen, the 1500 meter women race with 10 pairs and the huge favorite, the World Cup leader, Dutch Joy Boone. Undefeated this year, we'll see Boone towards the end of this race. Pair number 9, opposed to Miho Takagi, the 31-year-old Japanese. Until then, we start with the Canadian Valérie Malte against the 23-year-old Chinese Bin Yang.
Go to the start.
Malte on the inner lane, Bin Yang on the outer.
Ready.
It's 300 meters plus 3 laps. That is short, that's intense, that's explosive. It's a 1500 meter women race. A race won here last year by the same Joy Boone in 1 minute 53 seconds, 7/100ths of a second. That will be the time to remember as the personal best, of course, of each skater this year are mostly given by the medium altitude Salt Lake City rink. 151 for the best. Track record here in Heerenveen is just under 153, 152.95. Performance signed by Antoinette Rijpma de Jong almost 3 years ago in December 2022. Until then, we'll have the first mark. The first time to beat. After this rather well-balanced pair. Valérie Malte without any final this year. 21 is her ranking, the world standings, after 2 B division races. One of them won in Calgary. And here she is for this high-octane finish against Bin Yang Yu. One.
First time on the leaderboard. Time to repeat is
55-36. This is a first reference signed by the Chinese skater. Bin Yang. It's immediately below Valérie Malte in the general standings. 22nd, with only one appearance at Calgary in the B division. She lost against Valérie Malte. Now, we skip to the second pair with 21-year-old American Greta Myers on the inner lane and the first Dutch representative.
Go to the start.
What a reception for the 26-year-old Marike Grunewoud.
Ready.
Once again, that should be a rather interesting pair. Rather balanced. Both of them are 18 and 19 in the world standings. Greta Myers 18. 18 was his place in Calgary last time out. His personal best 1:54.97 in Salt Lake City. 1 week before Calgary. Marek Grunewald was 19 in the world standings with a personal best here in Heerenveen in 1:55.55. March this year. Both are in red. At the end of the second lap. That's not a good sign, especially that Binyu Yang didn't set any remarkable time. It was more than 2 seconds off the track record. Now the bell lap. It's Grunewald, of course, keeping advantage in front of her American opponent. And taking advantage of his knowledge of this Heerenveen ring. First time under 1:55, 1:54.55 by Marek Grunewald, who bettered her previous performance here by exactly 1 second. Pair number 3 with Francesca Lollobrigida in the inner lane. (34, 34 years old) and Elizaveta Golubeva from Kazakhstan on the outer lane.
Go to the start. Ready.
Golubeva with an outstanding 1:51.4 signed here in Heerenveen more than 5 years ago. Apologies, in Salt Lake City. No, 1:51 would have been, of course, a track record here. No, 1:51.4 for personal best on the distance, signed in Salt Lake City in February 2020. Now, with the rather difficult to wait form, third of the B division in Salt Lake City with a 1:53, and then 11th in the final of Calgary round a couple of weeks ago. Lollobrigida last year with a bronze medal won in Milwaukee. It was her only medal in last season World Cup. And now both are in red, with Golubeva losing a little bit after this 30.2 last lap. Nice draft there by Golubeva. Takes advantage of the draft, of course. Now at the end, it's Lollobrigida in front of Golubeva. Maybe was a little bit disappointed by the time, by the way she skated, because she cut short her effort before the line. for only 3/100ths of a second, Francesca Lollobrigida defeated Elisabetta Golubeva. But both times are rather unrepresentative for the quality of the field in this race. 156.4. We still stay with 154.5 signed by Marek Groenewold. Now pair number 4 with Isabel van Elst, a 27-year-old Belgian, and another skater from Kazakhstan, Nadezhda Morozova.
Go to the start. Ready.
Morozova won the B division race in Salt Lake City with a personal best, 151.6. While in Calgary, 1 week later, she signed 154.3. On the other hand, Van Elst signed her personal best 3 weeks ago in Calgary in exactly 1 minute 54 seconds. Very good form. The young Belgian last year finished 14th here in Heerenveen. On the distance, Morozova was defeated in the B division final here in Heerenveen last year. The totally unrepresentative time, 1 minute 57. Now they are both in green after the first full lap. With Morozova a little bit in front. Second last lap will be decisive. Morozova with 1.5 seconds faster than Marek Groenewold. We could witness the first time below 1 minute 54 in this race. Last lap for Morozova. Marek Groenewold didn't have a really solid last lap, 30.2 only for the Dutch lady. Now Morozova with a rather appalling last lap, 31.2, but she still keeps half a second to push Marek Groenewold off the first place. 154.0. This is a new reference for this race.
This is pair number 5. In a lane, representing Japan.
And now we move to pair number 5 with the candidates for top 10. Caitlin McGregor, the 31-year-old Swiss, certainly is capable of a 10th place. She was 9th in Calgary 3 weeks ago, while on the outer lane we find Ayano Sato.
To the start.
I beg your pardon, Sato in the inner lane, McGregor in the outer. Both are on the fringes of top 10 in the general standings as well, with Sato holding a top 10 in Salt Lake City, where she skated in 1:53 Caitlin McGregor, even better, a personal best there in Salt Lake City in 152.3. Both lined up the B division race here in Heerenveen earlier this year. They finished 7th for Sato, 9th for McGregor back then. Now they are both in red after the first full lap. Here she is, McGregor, rather fluent in style. The approach of the last turn. Very powerful as well. Within the same second as Morozova as we enter the bell lap. Nice draft there, found by Sato. That could help her, especially that the last lap was rather difficult for Morozova. Taking McGregor though with an excellent exit from the last corner. The last lap, 31 for each one of them. McGregor provisionally third, Sato even further, 9th. It was a very difficult end of the race for the Japanese lady.
Number 3 on the scoreboard. Marisa Morozova, Marijn Groenewald, Caitlin McGregor. Oranje alert hier op, want we gaan naar ring nummer 6. In ring nummer 6 staat ze klaar. De jongste van deze 1500 meter. De wereldkampioen in teamsprint. Wilde doorhaasten in de mix.
To the upper places now with Angel Delman, the 18-year-old Dutch, of course supported by almost the entire Heerenveen arena, and Ivani Blondin. The clash of the generations, as Ivani Blondin is 35, with a wholly successful career behind her. Angel Delman with a lot of success in the juniors. Bronze in Beijing last year for Angel Delman. His best, personal best is a 1:53. The distance. An excellent start for the Dutch. It's to third of the second in front of Morozova. And now he seems to pull away. Up her advantage to 1 full second. Excellent start of the race for Angel Delman, 7th in Salt Lake City with a 1:53.08. Last year only 17th here in Heerenveen last season. Blondin was 16th. Blondin 10th in Calgary. This is the best performance this season for the highly experienced Canadian, who strikes back now as we enter the bell lap. Blondin certainly in red, but within the same 10th of a second with Morozova, and Delman is losing away a mighty advantage of almost 1 second. Excellent final of the race from the experienced Canadian. Ivani Blondin wins the pair with the new reference, 1:53.4 by Ivani Blondin. Now we're within half a second of the track record. Angel Delman happy, even though he could have targeted a little bit better. Very difficult final lap where she lost more than half a second against Morozova. Ivani Blondin with a 30.5 in the final lap. Only Marek Gronewood did better the last 400 meters than Ivani Blondin.
Heerenveen representing the Czech Republic, number 7 in the current ISU World Cup standings and national record holder.
Morozova now provisionally third. Most probably she won't stay on the podium places. And now we move to race number 7. Nikola Zdrahalova is the only Czech on the lineup, 29 years of age, against Chinese Han Mei.
Go to the start. Ready.
Han Mei with a wonderful form, top 6 with a personal best of 152.6 in Calgary 3 weeks ago. While at the end of the last season, the Chinese skater finished with a bronze medal here in Heerenveen. An excellent performance. Her final lap was not remarkable, but until then she was really with a nice little pace of under 30 seconds per lap. Now against Nikola Zdrahalova, 8th in Salt Lake City, 7th in Calgary. Both are in green. Zdrahalova keeping a half a second advantage against Ivani Blondin. But Blondin finished remarkably well with a 29.1 second last lap and a 30.5 last one. Let's see now. Zdrahalova keeps only 1/10 of a second in front of Blondin, and she'll probably lose it in the final lap. Backstretch, and of course, both lost heavily, more than half a second. They'll be in 1:54, both of them. A nice battle here, and Zdrahalova finishing 600th of a second in front of her opponent. Zdrahalova only provisionally 4th. Han Mei 5th. Not very rewarding for this effort. It looked rather well at the beginning. Zdrahalova unable to take advantage of the draft there. Or full advantage. Better set. And now we're going to the third last pair. Brittany Bow against Antoinette Rijpma de Jong.
En in de buitenbaan namens Nederland natuurlijk meervoudig nationaal, meervoudig Europees, meervoudig wereldkampioen. Hier is Antoinette Rijpma de Jong.
Go to the start.
Brittany Bow 5th in the world rankings. Antoinette Rijpma de Jong 2nd before this race.
Ready.
And it's a go for the former world champion of the distance, Brittany Bow, 37 years old, against the track record holder, Antoinette Rijpma de Jong, the only women have raced under 1 minute 53 seconds here in Heerenveen on 1500 meters. At first place, Bo with a huge advantage of 72 hundredths of a second. But it's a different approach of the race. With Rijma de Jong, we'll see, having more consistent times. Both in green, Brittany Bowe holding her advantage and now trying to get the draft from the Dutch. She did it rather well. More than half a second. Once more advantage against Blondin. But the gap fades away. And we enter the bell lap, with Brittany Bowe having only 0.3 of a second to work on. Antoinette Rijma de Jong a little bit far behind and already in red. Oh, we're on the back stretch. Brittany Bowe lost all the advantage she had until then. Oh, she totally fall off a cliff. Brittany Bowe in this last lap. And for 0.08 of a second, Antoinette Rijma de Jong built up an excellent end of the race to snatch the lead from Ivani Blondin. 1:53.3 is the new reference for the 1500-meter race. Probably there won't be enough for Rijma de Jong to stay in front, as there are 4 more athletes. And in March, Joy Boone won here in 1:53.7. That was back then, different conditions, different times, and different form. Now we are in an Olympic year, and every one of these skaters signed personal best. Second last pair with Miho Takagi, the 31-year-old Japanese, against Joy Boone, the undefeated leader of the specialty.
Go to the start. Ready.
Two gold medals for Miho Takagi last year in Asian legs of the World Cup, Nagano and Beijing. No win this year though, even though she was rather close, second in Calgary, the previous event, won by half a second back then by Joy Boone, her counterpart today. Nice start for Miho Takagi. Very efficient. But Boone starts to pull away. Both in red after the first 300 meters, and now we'll see after the first lap, under the looks of the Dutch delegation, with Kjell Nuis, who will compete later in 1000 meter men final. The end of the second lap with 27.9 for Joy Boone, and now we enter the bell lap. 29.1 for Boone. Miho Takagi is there as well. There will be a neck-to-neck battle. Both are in green Even though slightly forward for Joy Boone. Exit of the last corner for the 26-year-old Dutch will win with a time of 1:53.1. Miho Takagi crumbled in the last lap, absolutely disintegrated. Therefore, a time that puts her well outside the podium places. Joy Boone with 1:53.1 bettered her previous performance signed in March this year here in 1:53.7. And now the last pair for this race with Melissa Waifei, 30 years of age, against the winner of the
Go to the start.
5,000 meters race yesterday, Norwegian Ragne Wiklund.
Ready.
For Wiklund, 5,000 meters was, of course, her natural territory, not for Joy Boone, defeated yesterday in the long distance race. Now that could be the reverse. Boone took an option for the victory. Melissa Waifei, top 6 in the world standings, with the 4th place in Salt Lake City. Last year with a rather appalling season, only 14th. While Ragne Wiklund just signed 3 weeks ago in Salt Lake City her personal best on the distance in 1:51.9. At the end of the first full lap, with rather matched performances. Both ladies are in red though. Melissa Waifei really far off the pace, almost 1 second from her compatriot. Ragne Wiklund, not remarkable either. End of the second last lap, and now the final 400 meters. There won't be any medal in the end for any of these ladies. Waifei and Wiklund will fight only for points, and if Ragne Wiklund is really strong. Now the third and last full lap of the race. It's only 8th for the Norwegian, 13th for Melissa Waifei, and a new victory for the undefeated leader of the 1500 World Cup, Dutch Joy Boone. Silver for Antoinette Rijpma de Jong, and the bronze for Ivani Blondin in a rather surprising performance by the 35-year-old Canadian. Best performance for Blondin last year was a 5th place in Nagano in the first round of the season. And now she climbs back onto the podium. Wonderful result for the veteran Canadian. And here they are, the results of this Heerenveen round for the distance, 1500 meters women, with Joy Boone gaining 7 more points in front of her opponent in the world classification, Antoinette Rijpma de Jong. The Canadian Ivani Blondin getting back on the podium place. The world rankings for the distance after 3 events this year, with Jay Boone with a perfect total of 180 points. Antoinette Rijpma de Jong is 29 points back, and Miho Takagi staying at the 3rd place in front of Brittany Bowe. Ivani Blondin with a nice progression from 10th in the rankings to top 6 after this bronze medal. And that concludes the 2nd event of the day here in Heerenveen. We'll have the podium ceremony, and then after a short break we'll be back for the final race of the day, the 1000 meter men.
Ja, heren komen zo enthousiaste schaatsers te zien. De prijzen worden zo meteen hier achter mij op het podium verdeeld. Maar nu gaan er ook prijzen verdeeld worden. Gewoon hier in Tialf. En daar zorgt Dijking voor als sinds 2018 hoofdsponsor van de KNSB. En laten we even gaan kijken naar de 2 ambassadeurs van Dijking. Want die hebben wat tot jullie te zeggen. Zo, het is niet koud, maar niet verlangen. Succes, fans. Ja, en zo is het. Ze zijn er dan even Jan en Antoinette. We gaan prijzen uitdelen. Dus het enige wat je nu moet doen, is je mobieltje er even bij pakken. En kijk even mee naar de grote scherm, want daar verschijnt de QR-code. Als je daar op klikt, dan kom je vanzelf bij de kluis terecht. Daar kan je prachtige prijzen mee winnen. Ik ga ze meteen even voor je bijpakken. Het zijn echt prijzen. Je kan er niet een greet winnen met Antoinette of met geld. Maar je kan ook bijvoorbeeld 2 kaartjes voor de volgende wedstrijd hier in Tialf winnen. En zelfs 2 kaarten, de hoofdprijs, de schaatsreizen naar Milaan na de Olympische Spelen. Ik wens jullie dus heel veel succes. Scan even de QR-code, en pak die prijzen. Gaan wij in de tussentijd genieten van de muziek. We gaan naar Kleine Pils. Ze staan in de bocht van Sven Kramer. Sven Kramer bocht, laat je horen! voor hun. Als je dacht dat het hard ging bij de 1500 meter, nou, dan hebben we goed nieuws voor je. Want het gaat zo meteen nog harder. 1000 meter, 2,5 ronde. De enige afstand die op de helft van de baan start en op de helft van de baan finisht. Niet vragen waarom, weet niemand. Maar we gaan even kijken naar de houder van de baan. Heerenveen. 1-0-7-0-8. Natuurlijk, ja, de defending champion. Het fenomeen na de winststand in Jordan Stoltz. Vorig jaar de wereldbeker.
Back to Tialf in Heerenveen for the final race of the day, 1000 meters men, with Jordan Stoltz, hugely favorite, with 11 straight gold medals in World Cup. The 21-year-old American star is unbeaten since December 2023 and the World Cup event in Norway, in Stavanger. We'll have Jordan Stoltz in the 8th pair. Against Jenning de Boel, the track record holder here in Heerenveen. Until then, here are the World Cup standings with the perfect score for the American star who missed the Heerenveen leg last year. It was the last event of the season, and Stoltz already had the World Cup in his bag. The start list, here it is, with Jordan Stoltz against Jenning de Boel in the 8th pair. And then Kjeld Nuis, the man he defeated yesterday by setting a new track record in 1500 race. Kjeld Nuis is opening the lineup for today against the 24-year-old Japanese Kazuya Yamada.
In the outer lane, representing Japan, the 2024 national 1500 meter champion, Kazuya Yamada.
Go to the start. Ready.
Two laps and a half. This is the 100-meter distance. Kjeld Nuis, silver medalist yesterday in 1500 meters, defeated by Jordan Stoltz. Now setting the first split time of half lap. Kjeld Nuis with a rather appalling beginning of the season, disqualified in Salt Lake City. And of course he won the B Division race in Calgary by lap with a 25.03 for Nuis, the first full lap. And now a difficult draft there to take by Nuis. And out of the final turn, and the first time to beat is 1:07.8. Yamada 1 second away from him. The track record 1 minute 7 seconds 800 of a second. Oh yes, it was an error witnessed by Nuis there. that cost him dearly. It would have been surely low 107. Second pair now with the 31-year-old Belgian Matthias Wusty against Polish Piotr Michalski.
Go to the start.
Wusty in the inner, Michalski on the outer lane.
Ready.
Wusty with a wonderful performance here last season. Top 6 for the highly experienced Belgian. It was by far his best result in the World Cup the previous season. Now with an excellent draft there by Michalski. Lined up only in the B division races, the Northern Mexican leg. 5th in Salt Lake City, 2nd in Calgary. And in spring, Michalski finished 4th here in Heerenveen, the B division race as well. First full lap in 24.9 by Michalski. But the last lap, yes, was only a 27.3. Therefore, both laps are in high 108. Rather far from the personal best. The race was entertaining. This photo finish won by Michalski. 107.1 for Michalski, personal best. Wusty 107.4. Now we move on to pair number 3, an all-German affair, with Henrik Dombeck, the 28-year-old on the inner lane, and Moritz Klein, 25, on the outer.
Go to the start. Ready.
Both with personal bests in 107, 107.3 for Dombeck, 107.5 for Moritz Klein, who finished on the fringe of the top 10 last season here in Heerenveen. Now with a better start from the most experienced of the Germans. Dombeck still leading after the first full lap, with an identical full lap at 100th of a second, 25.33. Dombeck, the inner lane, now taking advantage, but once more, time in mid 108 won't be a very good memory, and even less good for Moritz Klein. 109, the worst time of the day until now for the 25-year-old German.
In the ring, representing the USA, former 1,000-meter national champion, Connor McDermott.
While we're waiting for the high caliber guys, we switch to pair number 4. They are tied at points in the world standings. Connor McDermott Mostovi, 26-year-old American, and same generation, 26-year-old Paul Marek Kania.
Worthy.
Conor McDermott Mostovi with a personal best of 106.91, Kania with 107.3. A much athletic, vigorous start from the pole. The switch is in front of the first split by a quarter of a second. Let's see the first back straight with Kania trying to find the draft. Couldn't. Full half a second advantage for Kania compared to Kjell Nuis. Now the bell lap for the back straight, and Kania losing all his advantage. He's now in red, and same for Conor McDermott Mostovi. Will be rather close, neck to neck, but Kjell Nuis stays in front. Second, provisionally for the American McDermott Mostovi. Third for the Pole.
Still the only one beneath 108 with his 107.83. Now Connor McDermott Mostovi on second and Marek Kania on third.
Nice technique there.
Race number 5. We're entering the top 12 of the
Now
World Cup.
we switch to race number 5, an all Japan affair with Ryota Kojima on the inner lane, 27-year-old. His younger compatriot Taiyo Nonomura.
Go to the start. Worthy.
Taiyo Nonomura with a better personal best than his more experienced opponent. 106.6 for the 24-year-old Japanese, 107 exactly for Ryota Kojima, who last year managed a top 4, his best results of the season in Japan, in Nagano. Nonomura, although younger, with more consistent results than Kojima last year, but also in the start of this year. Kojima in front by 1/10 of a second. Couldn't get the draft there from Nonomura. Exit of the final corner, and it will be a win for Kojima. And for 17 hundredths of a second, Kojima let this man in front once more. Kjell Nuis stayed there on top of the leaderboard. As we're heading the second half of this race. That's it for the Japanese presence. Now from East Asia, Lian Jiwen. 27.
Number 10. And the Heerenveen World Cup ranking, the 2025,050.
On the inner lane, and on the outer lane, maybe the most promising talent from Germany.
Go to the start.
18-year-old Finn Zonnekalb.
Ready.
Excellent results for both of them. First in Salt Lake City for Zonnekalb, top 5 with a personal best of 1:06.4. Ziwen Lian, top 5 in Calgary with his personal best in 1:06.7. Therefore, we'll have a rather competitive race now, as confirmed by the first split, both in green. Now the first full lap leaves Sam even more in front of Kelnuis by half a second for Zonnekalb. Oh, slight error for the German. That cost him 1/10 of a second, while Ziwen Lian just dropped the pace. Now that's fine for Zonnekalb by almost half a second. It's 1:07.4 for the 18-year-old German who swipes in front. Kelnuis drops to second. Yeah. Here it is. A nice option for Finn Zonnekalb. His first podium of the season. He only skated in the last 2 rounds of last season. He finished 16th here. Personal best of the time. Now a huge progression for the young German. Pair number 7 with Estonian Martin Liiv in the inner lane and Chinese Ning Zhongyan. Bronze medalist yesterday on the slightly longer distance, 1500 meters.
Ready.
And it's a go for Ning Zhongyan, 4th 3 weeks ago in Salt Lake City, the first round of the season, with a personal best back then, 1:06.4. Now it's Martin Liiv is in front after half a lap. But more to come now from the Chinese. It seems really to be in form. Twice bronze medalist last year in Beijing and in Poland. The second last stop. Now Yang Ning still in red. But that's close between them and the new leader, Finn Zonnekalb, who ended really strongly with a hugely impressive last lap in 26.2, and now 26.3 by Ning Zhongyan. Not enough to better Finn Zonnekalb's time. Martin Liiv just dropped the game in the final lap. He's only 7th. Ning Zhongyan 2nd, at less than 0.3 of a second away from Finn Zonnekalb. And now it's time for the world leader to enter the scene. Jordan Stolz, here it is. Highly acclaimed Yannick Debo, and the congratulations between him and Jordan Stolz, as we witnessed.
Go to the start. Ready.
Stolz on the outer lane, Debo on the inner lane. And what a battle now for the next minute between the two frontmen in the World Cup, the World Rankings. Number 1 and 2 in the World Rankings. Stolz undefeated for more than 2 years on this distance. But Debo skates in front of his home crowd. 60 km/h from Stolz, who now tries to stay close to the line. And as we enter the final lap, 24.2 by Jordan Stolz, almost a second faster than Finn Sonnenkalv. Yannick Debo is still in green, but that won't be enough. He's more than half a second away from this man, Jordan Stolz, on the point of winning a 12th straight gold medal in World Cup. Out of the final turn, and here he is, 1:06.3. Jordan Stolz more than 1 second faster than Finn Sonnenkalv. What a display of energy and of effort from Jordan Stolz, the 21-year-old American. Getting the ball, only third provisional now, behind his arch rival, but also behind young German Finn Sonnenkalv. What a draft there, found by Stolz in the first lap. And here he is. Stolz coach, absolutely ecstatic. Second last pair with Paul Damian Jurek.
Go to the start.
Number 3 in world rankings, and another Dutchman, Joop Wennemars, number 4 in the world rankings.
Ready.
Wennemars on the outer lane, in very good form. The 23-year-old Dutchman, he signed his personal best a couple of weeks ago in Calgary in 1:06.4. But I'm afraid it won't be enough today to better Jordan Stolz's time. An excellent first lap from both of them. The exit of the final turn. Now we enter the bell lap. Wow. But what a difference. More than half a second for each of them compared to the mighty Jordan Stolz. No chance whatsoever to fight for the gold medal, maybe for the bronze. But only if Jurek finds another speed in the corner exit. And now photo finish, wow, with Wennemars winning the race in front of his Polish rival. That won't be enough for them to finish on the podium. I'm afraid not in the top 5 either, as we still have one more pair to go.
With one more race to come. This is our final pair number 10.
1/10 of a second, that's the difference. That was the difference between Wenemars and Jurek. And here we are for the final pair of the day. Here in the 1000 meter men final, Cooper McLeod, the inner lane, 24-year-old American, against the last Dutchman, Tim Prince, 22 years of age.
Go to the start. Wordy.
Cooper McLeod finished second earlier this year here in Heerenveen, defeated only by Yannick de Boel. Very good form, the American, even if at the first place they are both almost half a second away from the reference time signed by Jordan Stoltz. Cooper McLeod signed his personal best 2 weeks ago in Calgary in 1:06.6. There, a rather costly mistake by the American as we enter the bell lap. Tim Prince having a little bit of an advantage, and McLeod can catch the draft there on the back straight. Final turn. And it will be Prince at the end who takes the third place. Excellent final race for this man, the 22-year-old Tim Prince, who defeats Yannick de Boel and send him outside the podium places, outside the medals. Tim Prince repeats the feat from earlier this year here in Heerenveen. For the last round of the previous season, Prince finished third, defeated at the time by Yannick de Boel and Cooper McLeod. And now he gets to defeat the 24-year-old American to get the final podium place. Best Dutchman at the end of this 1000 meter final, and here he is, Finn Sonnengalm. For his first medal in the World Cup, in the Senior World Cup. Only 18 years old, and here he is, winning the silver medal here in Heerenveen. Final results for this 1000 meter final with Jordan Stoltz defeating everybody by more than 1 second, and yes, the absolutely remarkable time in 1:06.3. That will be a new track record. Yannick de Boel in 1:07.08 had the previous track record. Absolutely amazing display of talent, energy and power by Jordan Stoltz. Yesterday, he defeated Kjell Nuis and managed to correct a 5-year-old record on 1500 meters, and now he does the same for 1000 meter. Yannick Debo stays only with the 500 meter Heerenveen track record.
En wat voor vriend. Ja, niet te geloven. Theo mag een enorme applaus nemen. Jordan Stalls. Jordan Stalls, first of all, congratulations on the 1000 meter. A new track record also. But that's not why we're here at this moment. Because yesterday there was a very special moment. Not only for you, but also for us here at TIAF. For the first time in your career, you have a beaten track record here at TIAF.
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling to race that well here, and I'm really proud of it. It just means a lot to do it on this rink. I'm really thankful I'm able to do it.
1500 meters, 1:42:55. It's a new track record. We're going to reveal your name on the track record board. This is just right in front of us. You see a little black board over there, and we're going to count down from 10 to 0, and then we're going to reveal your name on the scoreboard for the first time here at TIAF. TIAF, help ons een beetje bij. We gaan van 10 naar 0. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
1:42.55 is the new homologated track record from yesterday, 1500 meter race. Jordan Stalls defeated Kilnuis and corrected a 5-year-old record here in Tialf, and now he corrected the 1000 meter record as well by more than half a second, 1:06.38. We should remember that. We'll witness this page of history once more. Stalls defeated another Dutchman, Yannick Debo, the previous track record holder. As we are waiting for the medal ceremonies for the two races, 1500 meter women and 1000 meter men, let's take a look at the schedule for the final day of this Heerenveen event. Tomorrow, everything will start at 2 o'clock local time with the men's must start race. And then we'll have must start women and only one 500 meter race per gender with women and then men, only for the team sprints to conclude the schedule of the event at the end of the afternoon. And that concludes our coverage for today. I'm Alex Koku. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.
representing Canada, Ivani Blondin. And the presents and the medals are awarded by Mr. Sergio Alesi, ISU representative. And memorable gifts are being presented by Mr. Nico Blijgroot, Vice President International Sales at the Holland American Lion. Ivani Blondin. In second place and winner of the silver medal with a final time of 1:53.36. Representing the Netherlands, here is Antoinette Rijpma de Jong. Antoinette Rijpma de Jong. And in first place, winner of the gold medal with a final time of 1:53.10, the third tee-off time ever. Representing the Netherlands, here is Joy Beuner. Dezelfde tijd als Irene Wust. En de gouden medaille uit handen. De ISU vicevoorzitter en de voormalig burgemeester van Baselga. Winnares van het goud, Joy Beuner. En we zitten ze bij elkaar, tee-off. Dan gaan we nog één keer een knalhard applaus laten horen. Congratulations to our top 3 World Cup medalists, 1500 meter women. Ivani Blondin, Antoinette Rijpma de Jong en winnares Joy Beuner. medals are awarded by Mr. Sergio Anesi, ISU representative. And again, our memorable gifts are being presented by Mr. Nico Blijkroos, Vice President International Sales at the Holland American Line. Oké, Tjof, hier staat hij, Tim Prins. And in second place, winner of the silver medal, with a final time of 1:07:42, representing Germany, Deutschland, Finn Sonnekar. Also awarded the junior track record, Finn Sonnekar. Herzliche Glückwünsche. And in first place, winner of the gold medal and a new track record of 1:06:38, representing Team USA, it's Jordan Stahl. The new track records, of course, for the Holland American Line. It's our new track record holder, two-time track record holder this weekend, Jordan Stoltz. And let's bring them together, Tjof. In het schaatshart van de wereld gaan we het nog één keer laten horen. Kijk, wat een top trio op dit podium. Laat het maar horen voor Tim Prins, Finn Sonnekar en Jordan Stoltz.
Ja, ongelofelijke tijd gereden. Hoe ga jij dan naar die start?
Nou, er zat een rit tussen. Misschien dat het nog wel even lekker was, want ik kon er misschien juist wel van genieten. Dit niveau schaatsen, dat hebben we misschien nog nooit eerder gezien. En dat ik onderdeel van die generatie ben, dat is eigenlijk alleen maar heel vet en inspirerend.
ja,